And they were
It's rolling.
I double checked. We are all recording.
All right.
That is record, right?
We stop with the extra noise.
Why? You want
We need to do a clap.
We need No, just one clap. One of us.
Everyone.
Nope.
On 3?
Nope. Just
After 3.
one of us.
1, 2,
Nope.
3. That was it.
That's fine. So where are we in the world right now?
Where are we in the world right now? We're in the most incredible place I've maybe ever seen with my own 2 eyes right now. We work with the Flathead County Animal Shelter out here in Kalispell, Montana, just south of Glacier National Park. And the thing that was kind of unique about this one, which is not something I'm as used to, is that because it's run by the county, it is also animal control. It wasn't just your run-of-the-mill shelter in that way. It was dogs were coming in all the time. Animal shelter, yay! I'm so excited.
He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. That's so beautiful.
Keep it together until you met the person.
Oh boy, I have sunglasses on. I can mask my tears.
The fine folks who run the Flathead County Animal Shelter, and they have been seriously, I'm fantastic. I'm not like putting that on for camera or something, you know. Our main contact at the shelter was initially like a little worried about, you know, showing the shelter in any sort of a bad light. And I don't even think she meant necessarily like figuratively in a bad light, but I think that she was worried about the physical like premises, like the actual physical shelter building and location. So we were, I think, all expecting something like rough kind of, and it was like a fantastic shelter. And it was a really nice shelter.
It's a great shelter.
It's beautiful.
Yep. So when we got to the shelter, like we were working with Kim, who was our main contact, but also we met Linda, who was such a ray of sunshine.
I'm Linda Vivera, and I became involved with the shelter in a kind of unusual way. I was asked by a friend if I would want to walk a dog in the St. Patrick's Day parade. In the parade, in my usual way, I wanted to talk about her, and I got along the edge as close as I could to the people and the kids and walked the parade route. And a couple of people followed us all the way to the end, and a couple of guys kind of chased me down to find out information on the dog. They had to wait a couple of days to come and try to adopt, but 3 people were lined up to adopt that dog on Tuesday, and some just clicked in me that if I could make a difference doing just a parade and something fun, I wanted to be involved with the shelter somehow.
Loved Linda so much. I feel like I cried like 5 minutes after meeting her.
I also cried 5 minutes after.
And so did she.
Yeah.
Where do we all come from? But I gave her a big hug in the parking lot, and she said, you know, just sometimes the universe sends such special people into your life, and I just will never forget you guys, and I think it was meant to be.
Like I said, you just see things that there's no explanation other than the big guy wanted something to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
It's a universe thing, yeah. It's so beautiful.
they're special people that are working at, I mean, it's not just this shelter, you know what I mean? It brings out a certain type of person. They tend to be people, I think, worth knowing. So
I agree with that. That's a really good way to put that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's one of those hidden benefits of us doing what we're doing. Like we're meeting the most incredible people while we're doing this, and we're working with incredible dogs. And do you want to tell us about the special dog that we got to meet and work with for the greatest adventure, episode number 1?
Rhett! Oh, Rhett, oh, Rhett, oh, Rhett, oh, Rhett, oh. Hey, not to break the fourth wall or whatever, but like there's a camper directly next to our camper. And it's 11 o'clock at night currently, and I'm afraid I'm going to be really loud and wake them up. So in I'm going to keep it quiet, but like when I say Rhett, I want to scream out and be like, oh, and like, because I love him so much.
Yeah, you want to flip the chair?
Yeah, I'm going to flip the fire.
Yeah.
All the things.
I mean, you get it. Emmy gets it. She shares this same kind of joy, visceral joy. So Rhett was incredible.
So Rhett's story, I guess, too, right, is that he was found just running around at the airport with another dog.
On the runway, like on the tarmac on the runway.
Which is, I believe, automatically get you 5 stars in Grand Theft Auto. And he came in, you know, as we're talking today, it's late August, and he came in March. And
6 months.
And at one point, you know, this is kind of the more heartbreaking thing is he went home. He went home with a guy who was thrilled to have him, but he lived in an apartment, and Rhett really wants to be with this person. So when this guy would take off for the day, Rhett would howl, as a hound dog does.
As a hound dog does. That's the thing.
And, you know.
It's not an easy apartment dog.
And
not
so,
possible. Not easy.
According to Kim at the shelter, like, this guy was just beside himself. He was just crying in the parking lot, you know. Full-grown man, just really bawling his eyes out because he couldn't be with his dog anymore, which is just devastating. So, you know, not Rhett's fault. He's a really good dog.
He's a really good dog.
He's a really, really good dog. I got to spend, you know, a lot of time with him, and it was like, you know, he's a shelter dog, you know, but he's not broken. There's nothing wrong with this dog. He just wants to be with you.
Yeah.
You know, and like his biggest crime is like wanting to be with a person.
Yeah.
Like that was our guy. So we got to spend some time with Rhett.
And on that first day, meeting him in the shelter was interesting. Initially, I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he was a lot.
This will be hard. Like, worth it. He needs it.
Yeah.
But, ooh, boy, because he was having a little bit of trouble with the light, and you did training, and he warmed up to it, and he did great. But it was like, oh, I wonder how he's going to do out of this environment and out of the cage.
See what a difference his like body language from being inside the cage to here is? It's wild. You know how much they open up from going from like that stress and anxiety of being in the cage and that environment to this body language outside in this
right now,
area.
okay? Just a freebie.
Yeah, let's load up. Come on, buddy. Okay, come on. Oh,
It was that
here we go.
first big adventure day. He jumped in the back of your Jeep on that day 1 and was hanging his head out the window and was just an absolute riot of a dog. I was like,
great.
oh, this is going to be, as long as he didn't have a problem with the light, this is going to be a blast.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a brand new me. For the very first time, I'm wherever I'm meant to be. I'ma tell everybody I'm feeling like a brand new me. Brand new, brand new.
It was so much fun.
He adapted so well to just suddenly now he's outside the bars of his cage that he's been in and behind for 6 months.
Yep.
And now suddenly we're at this like amazing rushing river in the middle of like 2 mountains on either side of us. And we're like walk down to the water with him and he just immediately jumps into the water. Are you kidding? This is the thing. Oh my God, this is
Going to briefly touch your butt.
Yeah, that's fine, do it. That spot that Linda just happened upon and said, hey, I think I want to take you here, was absolutely stunning. Seeing Rhett in the water, up on the rocks, the light sparkling everywhere.
You don't even know what I sat in. It's awesome. Oh no!
See if it works.
And then Rhett really started to trust and get comfortable in the water. I don't think it was his first initial response to go around and play in it. I think he was still kind of figuring it out. But then we figured out he liked to be up on top of things, like the log. And then the rocks and the shallower ends of the river when we were down at that beautiful spot, the bend. And he had a great time. He shook his head really fast and those ears went flying. My whole heart started fluttering out of my body. I was so excited.
Wow.
I feel like for me, that was just one of my favorite moments to capture of him.
Yeah, I knew
amazing.
that feeling that you were having because you were like, oh, my heart, my heart, my heart. And I was like, I know this feeling. Wow, that just created sparkle magic. Sorry, I almost hit you.
All right, do it again. Throw more rocks at Emily.
I do the same thing, and we're such similar people as well that I knew viscerally could feel what you were experiencing as well, which is also why I was like, yeah, we should drop the leash so you can get the most insane video ever.
Okay. I can't stand this right now. I'm working out.
And then, of course, the next thing that happened was that Rhett decided it was time that he was going to go back.
I will say
And I tried to chase him.
the footage of him booking it is stunning.
Your commitment to make that happen was pretty hard.
Well, when he started running, I knew that he was going for Sam. I knew it, but I was also like, oh, but if I don't try to catch him, they're gonna think that I'm irresponsible. The people from the shelter who trusted me with this beautiful dog, they're gonna think I'm irresponsible. And I knew where he was going, but I also was like, if these ladies are watching me from the shore going really, this girl isn't even gonna try, because I dropped the leash, it slipped through my fingers because I was covered in peanut butter. I was covered in peanut butter and the water. I was soaking wet. Oh, and hot dogs. That's what it was. I was giving hot dogs all day and they was
Yeah, you get that coat.
so it was I grabbed the leash, I had it, but then he took off so much that it was right through. And the hot dog hands. And then I ran after him and thinking I need to at least put in some effort to try to retain this dog. And I know you're not ever supposed to chase a scared dog, but I had so many hot dogs on me that I was like, you know what I mean? In slow-mo.
Sorry,
I thought that his hound nose would catch the scent.
Yeah.
And that he would look backwards and be like, she's got hot dogs.
Sweet.
But he really never noticed me the whole time. And then of course he didn't notice me either when I was falling in 124 glorious frames per second.
That was all Emmy's handiwork. We both are of the camp of don't help, just film.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So we both sat there kind of giggling as it all happened.
Praise the
because
cameraman.
We knew Rhett would likely just go to his people. The whole time he had been going to us. At no point had Rhett been like, I'm going to explore the wilderness. So we felt pretty good about it. And then when you hit the ground, I admittedly laughed the hardest. Did you get her fall?
In slow-mo.
What? And until you didn't get up right away. And I was,
She looked at me.
Kaylee, are you okay?
Are you alright?
So
I smacked it. I was like, "Go!"
It was, I'm glad you're okay. Oh,
Ice cream.
we took him for freaking ice cream. And he was a gentleman.
I don't think, I'm going to venture to guess that dog never ever had an ice cream before in his entire life. So I'm going to assume we had his first ice cream experience ever, hopefully of many to come with him for his first time. So that's special.
Like Doug said, he was a gentleman. I've never seen a dog so politely and delicately eat an ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rhett was really gentle, and what was great about having him out of the shelter is putting him in a bunch of different situations that he that are all mysteries at the beginning. How will this dog do around lots of people and foot traffic, or how will this dog do even with just taking food or riding the car? And he was great at everything. Excellent with people, gentle with food, great in the car. He was a really, really good dog. So the ice cream was just kind of like the perfect way to end that really special day.
Water shoes. I forgot my water shoes. I'm going in these.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be terrible to go in these. They would like mold. They're already 700 pounds. I would sink to the bottom if I went in these. I gotta go say hi to Rhett. This is Rhett.
So we went to Flathead Lake. That's where we got to get him in the water again. Like, we knew he did pretty well in the river.
Mm-hmm. But that wasn't like swimmable.
No.
You know, it was
like
shallow. And then,
baby steps.
yeah, it was shallow. And then the parts where you could swim in that river, like deep enough to swim, were way too fast rushing and moving and
To be a
dangerous.
snail.
So like we knew he liked water. Okay, let's go swim. Let's go have an adventure in the water. So that, yeah, Flathead Lake was it because that is some of the most crystal clear lake water I've ever seen.
Stay right there. I got this work here. I'm just gonna make sure he's still comfortable with this light and everything.
Yes, yes, good boy.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And
I was blown away.
still haven't officially Googled why the rocks are rainbow.
I know.
But it is,
Something to do with a glacier.
yeah.
We know that much.
It's a big glacier that rolled around somewhere and grabbed rocks.
And I think mostly everything on Earth has to do at some point with a glacier.
That's true. We were probably all a glacier.
Yeah. Tiny parts.
Listen, we photograph dogs. Don't expect much more.
Geology.
Sam said I have 2 minutes.
Oh, hold on.
It's okay, yeah. Take your time with him. Oh, this is insane, though.
Well, after we were supposed to leave, that log was just
Oh, yeah.
calling to you guys. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
missed it initially.
Yeah.
I see Kaylee go uphill and then go the wrong direction. I was
screaming in the
"Car's
wrong
not there. And then all of a sudden, I saw Rhett getting up out on that log. He liked getting up on things, and he looked so cool.
Oh, it was so cool.
And the water started getting rough.
I was so excited because we were supposed to leave and Sam was like, gotta leave, we're gonna be late. Boop, boop, gotta leave, gotta go. And I'm like, I see this log though. There's a log over there and it's magical. It was like a gnarled log and it was like sticking up out of the water and I knew it would look magical under the water. And I was like, if we can get Rhett up on there, that is like really hard because it's kind of like something I would do normally only with like a super well-trained dog who's like can handle like the splashing waves and then also balancing up on a log and also holding a stay. I would never expect a shelter dog to be able to handle that.
Best day ever.
Kat, who was awesome, she was the volunteer that was with us. She was like, I think we can do it. Like I feel like I know him pretty well now and I know what he's gonna do.
I'm freaking out. These are so insane. I'm just gonna take a ton because I want the underwater as well as the above. Look at him.
That was like the shot of the day.
That was, I think that's the shot of the project or of his greatest adventure. To me, that's like the shot from the greatest adventure. 'Cause
It
it
had
is
those-
so special.
It had it all.
Water shoes. I forgot my water shoes. I'm going in these.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be terrible.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm happy.
I ruined my shoes, my best shoes. My best shoes.
What was really cool about staying at this campground in particular was that the owner here and the people that run it were just like really thrilled with what we do and offered right away. It's like, hey, you should bring the dog here and maybe you guys could take a boat or do something cool like that. So he did. We rented a 20-foot pontoon boat, and thank goodness Emmy knows how to drive it. She might not know how to turn the engine on. That was all this guy right here. And then
He's so cute.
this baby, there was reversed, right? With all of my extensive boating knowledge.
I mean, even Rhett was impressed. Remember?
He was. He didn't like my evil laugh.
No, he was impressed. He was impressed with your evil laugh.
You did it. I freaking did it. Is that serious? Sam has zero experience with boats of any kind. Well, because for us,
We were able to take Rhett on what might be his first boat ride. And again, one of those unknowns. It's like, all right, how is this shelter dog that we've known for 2 days gonna do out in the middle of the water on a boat that's cruising? And turns out he absolutely loved it. So seems like having a pontoon boat is a prereq for Rhett.
100%. Just seeing Rhett being taken to this complete and utter sense of peace out on the lake. Just everything was serene, everything got quiet, the hum of the motor completely made him lulled to sleep, and he just enjoyed the most magical boat ride that made all of us emotional for his moments of peace that he got out of the shelter and just could relax and trust and build bonds and see the world in a beautiful way.
So the last thing that we did with Rhett for our great adventure together was actually in this very spot right here where we sit. Just a few nights ago, we had Rhett with us. Okay, but wait, we gotta roast it for. Oh, he's going for the turkey. Oh, da. Uh-oh. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That nose. Oh, no. No. Oh. And he got his very own hot dog cooked over the campfire. And he sat here like a perfect gentleman while I toasted that.
As cute as it is to like, hey, let's give him a hot dog, like it was really special to see him like have just like a night with people around a fire, having some food, an all beef frank in fact, but just the fact that he got to just be with people and snuggle up on one of these like
camping chairs.
Yeah. The hardest part was like, having to say goodbye to him that night and knowing that like even for a short period of time, it's like he's got to go back to the shelter while we work on getting him the home.
Hello, I am so excited to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me. This is my first ever in my whole trip of the greatest adventure, which we're going on for the next 9 months. This is the first one that we're doing, so I am like beyond. I am so beside myself for it to be this group of people specifically because we have had such a special time. A huge part of the greatest adventure is leaving behind kind of the legacy of how to continue to make this sort of impact in these homeless animals' lives and being able to tell their stories and connect with the public about them. But it was there that I realized that a photograph could have this really super strong power to potentially change a life, to kind of rewrite the ending to... I think for me, like the greatest gift that I felt like I could leave behind was knowledge. Teach these incredible, huge-hearted people that care so much with this like very weird, unique skill set of like photographing a dog effectively and kind of capturing his spirit and his soul, teaching what I know about that and leaving that behind, and then also leaving the tools behind to be able to do that job, which is why this vision of the greatest adventure was born. Like, yes, let's take one dog out. Let's take a dog like Rhett out who needs help so much. But how can we help more than just that one dog? Because over the course of the greatest adventure and visiting, a limited number of shelters, I didn't want to just say, oh, hey, we can affect, 10 or 12 dogs in total. I want to affect thousands of dogs, tens of thousands, if we can, I hope. And I wanted to create that ripple effect. And it was like, how can we create that ripple effect? And that was by teaching others who care just as much as I do, just as much as we do, about how to keep paying it forward for a long, long time after we go, to keep that ripple moving outward for as long as time goes on. I felt so touched and moved to know that there were a number of like big aha moments for the people who were there, the staff and the volunteers from the Flathead County Animal Shelter. And I feel so confident that these people who, again, care so much are going to continue like what we've started. with all this, and I'm so humbled by that, and that's the biggest part of all of this for me. Long after Rhett finds his perfect home, they'll still continue to be able to give a voice to these dogs who have no way to speak for themselves. That's the greatest gift.
Hi, bud. Hey there, buddy. What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Well, hello there, Rainbow Sloth. It's nice to meet
Rhett was
you.
really calm when
Well,
he came
thanks for
back,
having
which
me.
is-
We're so excited that you got a chance to meet Rhett. I wanted
He's like,
just
"I'm just
to
hanging out
ask
here."
you what you thought of Rhett. I spent a lot of time with Rhett. I was in his mouth a whole bunch. He really stunk in there. But he's a nice boy. He didn't tear me up or anything. Wow. Oh, well, he's such a good boy, isn't he? I sure would like to see him again. Is he a dog that you would like to pet? You know what? I think I would. I think I would.
I think dogs in this thing was red shot.
Let me your hat.
Dogs that I like to gorgeous. He saw me and he got upset.
It's true, actually.
That's fine about the dog's name, Frankie. I knew a dog in this thing was red.
Yeah, good boy, stay.
What the dogs that I like to set.
Now what am I doing?
Ran into deep and he got upset.
No, give me, do you know what? Maybe I can just have.
Song about the dog's
Yeah,
name.
thank you.